got the wrong container. Okay, so love and life family, on this very late night, for the last few hours, I sat here and actually prepared my recording space to record and go live, but I've been thinking about a lot of things lately, and I mean, I think that the other two live streams, they were valid. I did one on gatekeeping the shadow, and I did another one on the Libras. Happy birthday to the Libras, and we talked about balance. The more I get into the duality series, I began to, it opens up more portals. It opens up more information. And like I may have said before, in order for me, the fact that I even decided to be on the path that I'm on, I had to be extremely naive coming into this path, coming into consciousness, Black consciousness, metaphysics, spirituality. Humans, we always looking for, unless you like just the ultimate loner, we're looking for our space, we're looking for our place in the world. We are designed to function in certain groups and things of that nature. Humans need humans, to a degree. It's good for your mind, your mental, things like that. But when you're not connecting with, I don't know, man. I just had so much faith in humanity when I started this path, in Black people especially, because that was the journey, liberating our minds, getting knowledge of self, becoming more holistic, strengthening our relationships, and we always hear that we're supposed to be about the Black family and stuff like that. This world is nothing but full of contradictions. And after the stunt that was pulled in May, not even May, what was that, May 31st, June 1st, so when this weird energy, just the situation took place. What I want to go into though, it's this, it can make you real jaded, like, wow. But, what was it? It was something that I wanted to speak to. I don't know, give me a moment, it'll come back. Right now I'm twisting me up a little something, so I can chill on live a little bit. I know, I don't even see nobody on here, and it's all good. I'm not really tripping because this isn't a planned live at all. I've been thinking a lot about time, about how fast it's moving, and just how the days are just passing so fast. And, many of us are trying to still build relationships with people and finding our place and what our purpose is and just different things. And it just seemed like, like I said, it's like we gotta do it now. We gotta really, I got a cough drop in my mouth, you guys, but we got to really move in the present, in whatever we're going to do. Or it may not get done because, and I don't know, man. I'm going to just chill a minute until I can kind of gather my thoughts. But I was just going to say that the more I delved into, the build that I'm working on in this series, and I'm writing out notes and different things like that, it just seemed like, it won't be well received. So I'm looking at how I can make it palatable, because so far so good. I haven't gotten any backlash or anything. And I put it in a way that I feel is pretty understandable to those that want to understand, you know. But when we start going into accountability and self-accountability and removing the scapegoat out of the situation, I mean, where does that leave us? Because the world is extremely comfortable with this perceived scapegoat. I mean, we do it all the time to not just the devil, but let me rewind that. When I say the world is comfortable with a scapegoat, I'm just even speaking to the creation of the devil, which, you know, if people was really using their mind, you know, in the way it should be used, they would actually research things like that, research how certain things was created, because a lot of things that we accept it like, oh, it is what it is, and this is how it is, and this is just how it's been. But now, you know, when I came into, you know, when I started like questioning things that I was reading and experiencing in my religion, which was Christianity, look at that. See, that's why they're gonna come in and out, because I'm messing with a lot of heavy, low vibratory energy. So come in, come out. My word's not for you, because whoever the words is for, they're gonna be in alignment. And that's the shit I'm talking about, though. It's like people claim they won't change, but they really don't want change. You know, and it's like when we start getting into the accountability portion of it, that's when, you know, people began to get offended. And like I said, if you really want to know, truth is there for you. But I can't operate in a society, and I know there is people that vibrate on the same level and even higher than I'm vibrating at. But the majority of society is going to continue in this, you know, they need that scapegoat. The scapegoat makes people feel comfortable under the cloak. It makes them feel comfortable when the cloak is exposed. You know, I'm going to just say it like that. But when you really want to know what's real, you got to go back in time. You know, when I got all I could get out of Black history and Black knowledge and African studies, I started studying European history, because it was still things that I was following the power structure. I was following, you know, how things came to be as they are. I'm looking at the origins of religion. I'm looking at what was the political reason for all of this stuff, especially the creation of the devil. And that's something that you may want to look at, because I didn't know until today. I was today years old when I found out that the word devil is nowhere in the Old Testament. I just thought that was interesting, because they refer to it as Satan, which if you know, do the research on that, that's two different entities, just as Lucifer is not the same, that's not all the same entities. Just which I'm not here to debate that, but I mean, you know, if you want to, you know, somebody that come across the video want to say something and put all your scriptures and shit in there, then, you know, go ahead. But I've grown very tired of this circle and this death march that human beings are constantly marching in, and using the scapegoat to justify the bullshit that they do instead of taking accountability. And that's what really understanding and recognizing the shadow is about, is understanding that that's what's inside of you, dark and light. And either you're going to operate, you know, openly and live, you know what I mean? Like just openly and just be more authentic to yourself, or you're going to be voluntarily blind and continue to operate under the cloak of darkness. And that's in every arena. I'm not here to judge people for what the things that they do, but it's just amazing how people can cloak the things that or make excuses, you know, excuses that people make for the behavior that they operate in, or not the behavior that they, how can I say it, the energy they operate in with this, you know, certain behaviors that definitely infringes on human society, human free will and stuff like that. It's just so much that it's so much that we have done as humans, and we have partook in our generation. Even if I just look at the you know, the kids that graduated, you know, years before us, I guess that would be the Freaknik generation and all of these people and those even before that. But so much, you know, even if you want to just start even at hip hop as we know it, just so much that we've been comfortable in, and even before then, before all of this stuff, just humanity in general, as the world became more and more, I don't know, man. I don't know, because it's like both sides of the coin. It's like it's some shit that's not good. You know, when you look at, you know, these rigid structures that have prevented our progression in our spiritual development, you'll see, you know, you see it on both sides of things. It's like, I don't know, man, like, it's the judgment for me. It's the judgment for me. I just look at how humanity operates, and just certain shit y'all be outraged about, that you doing the same shit you outraged about. It just becomes a sick thing. And really, I'm at a loss for words. That's why I really don't even know what to say. Because I know that what God has given me is something that need to be said. Because if I just shut down, there's a few people, quite a few people, that's would feel the effects of that. And they are here to get certain keys from me. And like I said, I got to be comfortable talking, because I'm not feeling that way anymore. Like, I don't know. And I think I'm feeling uncomfortable because it's so much that's changed. I'm still acclimating into who I am now as the shift has happened, and who the world is and who people are. I don't even know who my audience is anymore at this point. You know what I mean? Like, other than my core people, you know, my top 5. But no, the flow definitely not breaking me down. My mind and my spirit is ever strong. I'm just looking at not only what's needed, because what's needed is we need to start getting to some harder things to digest. And you know, meaning like we've been on milk a long time. You know, like when are we gonna get to the meat? Where people ask me questions, and every now and then I would share them on my live stream, which I've seen on Metaphysical Monday, and maybe even on Tarot Talk. However, I'm about to change the way I'm doing Metaphysical Monday. It's not that I haven't invited anybody to my show, because again, I don't know who my audience is, and I don't even know who audience I am, meaning I don't know who people are anymore, other than the ones that stayed the same, or that's vibrated. We vibrated together, right? And we made the transition. And it's very few. Like, I can really count on one hand, even from old friends that I thought, you know, we would come back and build and all of that. That shit is hey, that's the past. So it's the past, right? So at this point, like I said, I'm gonna be until I find what I need as far as I don't know, some key components. I'm looking for inspiration as well, you know, not on what to talk about, because I really never run out of things to talk about, but in what I want to attract, to myself, and other people I'd like to collaborate with that's also building communities and stuff like that. And finding that authentic, you know, community as I build my own. I'm not just wanting to do everything alone. I want to also vibrate with other people and see what they got to give, because at the end of the day, this is all about improving and moving the earth forward, improving the planet, improving the energy in our environment. Some people not concerned with that, but I am. I'm an environmentalist. I am a supporter and lover of both the feminine energy and the masculine energy, meaning I think the feminine aspect is just as important, if not even more important, than the masculine energy. And I say, if not even more important, just because we're the factories. We're the ones that's creating and pushing out babies and stuff like that. You feel me? So for women, it's like no and unwilling, and then humanity stops. You know, life begins and ends with the woman in that sense. I mean, everybody got Everybody came through the birth canal. And so I think that, you know, in my spiritual discipline, the earth is very important. Femininity or the feminine energy is very important, as well as the masculine. I look at both sides. I see God in both natures. I know that this place is temporary. I know that our time is running short and is temporary. I'm like, I don't care what people do at this point. I just, you know, live your life, because you only got this one to live in this body and in this experience. So do what you need to do for yourself. What the shadow is about, like I said, I didn't want to talk about it. I'm thinking about how I want to bring it out, or bring the other components out, because the other piece is going to be about, accountability, self-accountability, because if society just still cannot and refuse to look at the shadow aspect of themselves, you're definitely not going to understand what's going on in this world. And I have to prepare for that. I have to prepare for this new wave of energy, because this is a whole different world now. And like I said, people are very comfortable openly operating in the shadow, which is why the cloak people, the ones under the cloak, they clenching their pearls and like, oh my God, the world, because you're so used to sticking your finger up the butt in the dark. And now you've been put on blast. And yeah, you can take that however you want to take that. You're used to stealing in the cookie jar, out the cookie jar when everybody's sleeping. And now these kind of energies are being put on blast. All of the things that you try and hide is now people are doing it openly, and you clenching your pearls. For what? Instead of dealing with that self-accountability. And for me, yeah, it was a lot seeing the world operate in certain ways. But I tell you this, the ways they were operating, I might have been tripped out about. It ain't shit that I'm taking part in. But at the same time, I do a lot of things that is considered shadowy, as far as, you know, being in occultic energy, spirituality, smoking, I smoke weed, whatever. And that's why I don't hide it, because I try to operate like that, because I know people will try to use those things and make it your shadow, right? Especially, you know, these fake friends that you have, they'll try to find ways to, you know, knock you down, or let me put this energy into the mix and, you know, have people see her or him in this way, you know. So, but because people moral code and the moral bar is so low now, and it's so many things that's acceptable, or people aren't saying anything about it, even if they don't like it, they'll still accept it. So why can't you accept your own shadow? Openly accept it. It don't make sense to, I don't know. It's look, as I sat here and tried to even separate all of this stuff, like, okay, we under the cloak, or we operating openly, you know, and if we operating openly, then what's the shadow? You know what I mean? And what is the shadow? And that's really why it's pressing so hard. You know, there's a lot of things going on astrologically, a lot of things going on karmically, a lot of things that change over time, but the shadow is pressing so hard to exist in an open way, because it's been suppressed for so long. And we can't operate one-sided, you know, with this artificial sense of light and artificial sense of goodness. You either, you know, it's like, you know, which side of the rope are you on? And if you are understanding how to operate in duality, then it will be less judgment. It will be more acceptance in the world. But the fact that there's so much judgment and so much, you know, people, I don't understand, man. Like, I'm seeing people that think they stand for this righteous energy. They're really evil. You know, they're really operating from an evil space, especially people that get caught up in the elections and shit like that. People that get caught up in the religion. They don't even hear nothing else. They're not even able to intellectually, or even to intellectualize or intellectually look at it from a standpoint of mental clarity. You know, it's all of these damn emotions and all of this damn pride. And don't y'all know, y'all devil was kicked out of heaven from pride.